Steel Talons this time. I think those guys are retaining their factions, retaining everything the same. BikeRush BartJones needs to be a little bit more on point. I'm surprised by that. I mean, even I'm awake enough to put my crane next to Blue Tiberium Field. I wouldn't make that mistake currently, and I'm not particularly on point. Are we watching games? We're watching something. I'm not sure about games, but maybe we'll see a game now. We're hoping, right? We see some action. Let me just turn this down here. Classic C&C left-click orders. There's only one person I know who has that enabled. The Green Zero. That's right, guys. The Green Zero. He has the classic C&C left-click orders. I should try it one day. I don't know if it's better. Does it reduce the chance of units being left behind by that bug where some units don't follow orders? You know the one I'm talking about? Has anyone done research on that? No, seriously, I am genuinely curious about this. If you enable classic C&C left-click orders, does that bug where units don't all move to the location get better or worse? Very fascinating. Didn't try. I don't think there's any data on this. It's most likely the same logic that's being used, but I would still like to know. I use right click to move camera. Yeah, me too. It's so natural. No other RTS game does scrolling better than Command and Conquer 3. There's just no RTS. There's no other game out there in the world that does map scrolling better than this game, because you can just hold down that right mouse button. If you want to scroll faster, you go further to the edge of the screen, and then to go slower, you drag your mouse cursor towards the center, and then you can increase the speed and reduce the speed like that. It just makes it so much better than other games. And no developer nowadays wants to copy this. They'd rather copy the crap that StarCraft uses. I mean, I know StarCraft has its fans. I think that game purposely makes the UI awkward just to artificially increase the skill ceiling of that game. It seems to be the case. But C&C3 did a phenomenal job with the UI. Look how minimal the UI is in this game. The fact that you can select a unit and then it hides that portion of the UI when you deselect it. It just increases the FOV, that you can see more of the game. There's no UI that's constantly in the way, and I think that's great design. And this is a game from 2007, and I feel like they really nailed the UI in this game. What they didn't do right was the replay viewer. They didn't have a proper fast forward feature, but I reckon if the developers were given time, they could have made this into by far the best RTS game ever. They could have done it. They were on the right track to get in this game to be perfect, but they didn't. Anyways, BikeRush is taking up to tier 3. Railguns on the way, one can imagine. Bike buggy for... Who's this? Is this Rex? Yeah, Rex looking to kill BikeRush BartJones. Natural rivals. Though BikeRush normally gets the better of Rex. Bike's not going to do a whole lot here, yeah. Oh, maybe they will. Those buggies are tanking a ton of damage. Pretty good for the bike player. As in the player, not the unit. Because BikeRush here is under attack. AP ammo towers are online, and did I nerf them enough against vehicles? Possibly not. I was aware of it though. BikeRush LOL. Looks like you just lost this first game. But not if Rex is following this up with some beam cannons, so then he can equip those beam cannons to avatars. But only I do that, so that's not happening. Oh look, That's a very interesting red placement. Never affects me though. I always win games when my refineries are like that. Doesn't matter at all. It doesn't psychologically block me. I know that this is not a big deal when it happens because I'm just used to it by now. It's not as big of a deal as people like to make it out to be. It is versus Nod because you're going to get double clicked, but it's not going to affect your income very much. Marv out for Bart. Is this BartJones? I'm getting confused by the colors. Yeah, BartJones picking Cyan. Space needs to kill Bart pretty much in this game. It just needs to kill him. He's doing a good job in killing him so far. Refinery falls for practically nothing. These beam cannons exceptional against structures. And the bike buggy just keeping BikeRush at bay. Bike forced to sell the refinery at the Blue Tiberium field. Railguns researched for BikeRush. No adaptive armor, which is interesting. Harvest is under attack here. There's just no answer to this. What? Oh, Bike is here. Never mind. Space is forced to help his ally rather than kill off Space, who is essentially dead. I mean, let's be honest. He could have killed that war factory and denied the Juggernaut, but that did not happen because BikeRush over here on the right will be saving BartJones. Mammoth tanks, though. But the problem is, Rex is dead. Space done phenomenal here, though. Really good strategy from Space. Great place from him. This is a great thing. Beam cannons and these infantry. Great against all these units that are being made. A shockwave artillery comes down from either BikeRush or Bart. I don't know if that was worth it necessarily. It does force the army back. The Mammoth tank escapes there with some help points. Adaptive armor on its way. 2 Titans like those are just going to get absolutely slaughtered. Rex can't afford to be making any clumsy mistakes. He needs to, you know, really pick up the ante. I think he let down his teammate this match. I mean, he does have a bunch of avatars, but he doesn't have a refinery. He's long leeching tip, and this is given time to BartJones to get back into this game. Marv comes back. This actually may fall. Oh, redemption support power is excellent. What a really nice play, actually. Space, are you going to EMP this, Marv? Are you going to be a god and EMP this with your Awakened squads, which you have one of there? No EMPs coming down. Watchtower is being dropped from both BikeRush and from those guys. Oh, some assistance happening for Rex, but this is kind of difficult. No epic unit for Space. He's kind of low on forces. He did use his redemption, didn't get the crippling blow that he needed. BikeRush distracted for a long period of time, and I think BikeRush could take this. Yeah, this force is looking unstoppable. It's a 2v1 situation. There's a couple Titans back here as well, which is going to be enough to deal with this force. But the Avatar army from Rex is going to respond. You know what? I think he should double beam up these Avatars with his allies' beam cannons. I know it sounds weird, but I think it's worth it. I think he should double beam some of those up. Does the 4K mod work on vanilla? Yes, it does. It does, man. Recommend you get the alt version. It's cooler. I'm advertising you get that one. There's not much differences really between the two, but I recommend people get the alt version. Standard is it's nice. It's nice, but I prefer the alt one because of this bad boy right here, this Marv. You know, that's why I say that. Rex, he just has been... That bike push he did early on was a fatal mistake. Juggernaut numbers. They just have no answer on this map. It's a great map for GDI. Once a ton of Juggernauts are built, it's really hard to counter it. You're not going to see Zocom or Reaper 17 on this map because they don't have artillery. It's a very artillery-focused map. I mean, there's some attacks happening here for X, but he's not really achieving much. Maybe if he had Tib Core, but he doesn't have it. I would have bombed the MCV personally. He's bombing a ref. Could have just bombed that MCV, got away with his bikes. Didn't do that though. MCV does survive. Watchtowers will be deployed on the front line. That was a big mistake, coming to think of it, because Rex did establish a base there, but it's not going to matter anymore. MCV will be focused down. Tibcore finally is online. There's not enough anti-air response. And it's kind of tilting how he didn't get that MCV there. Rex making too many mistakes. And he's back there. Yeah, Space is doing good. But Rex, he did a really bad early game strategy, and it's just snowballing for the team on the top. Did any of you guys play C&C3 on the Xbox 360? I played it on there, but I preferred Kane's Wrath. Kane's Wrath on Xbox 360 was a fantastic game. I mean, I know I love Kane's Wrath as it is, but I played it in summer 2008. And, I loved it on Xbox as well. I thought they did a fantastic job with the what do they call it again? The wheel user interface. It was pretty revolutionary for its time. I think Halo Wars was inspired by what EA did with that game port to Xbox. There's no Spectres, but there's Vertigos out. Oh, there's a Redeemer here for Space. Those chugs actually causing so much damage. No Shockwave Artillery. It's a valiant effort from Space. But there's too many jugs back there, man. This Redeemer is taking catastrophic damage. BikeRush has no way of stopping this Redeemer. Oh, that would be unfortunate if those died. Oh, I think they will, because there's no way to build an airfield. That sucks. This game's a lot closer than what I thought it would be. Juggernaut. Bike is just buying time while his ally rallies over to the left. BartJones going to save this, maybe, but maybe this heroic bike can pull off the impossible. I will say it will be the most impressive win with a heroic bike that I have ever saw in the history of this game, if he does manage to do it with that one bike. MCV though does get sold off there. Curious choice, since there is only one war factory. However, Bart does have a crane, and to be fair, he could just let BikeRush take over from this point on, because that is horrible micro. BikeRush really frustrated at this throw here. Focus firing happening on this Redeemer. Those missile squads may even get it. The Redeemer does fall ultimately. And these Titans have actually ranked up this whole time. Oh man, there's a dual beam avatar right there. And BikeRush now has to contend with that. Is there any production though? I don't think there is, right? Yeah, this is unfortunate, man. I think if there was like a barracks where Rex could have spammed out some infantry forces, maybe that could have continued. Interesting game nonetheless. I thought that game was definitely over, but a series of mistakes happened from both sides, which led it to be a really back and forth game. Surprisingly. So many targets for that GDI Commando to destroy. And since Commandos no longer take damage when they use their jump jet, then just makes it a great unit. It's like having teleport, but it's not alien technology. You don't get targeted, but it's not alien because it jumps. You can see it jumping, but it's more or less the same thing. It's a blink. Saboteur. The Brotherhood has entrusted me. Do I remember anything else? You know, the voice lines in this game are definitely not very memorable. The Brotherhood has entrusted me. What does it say when it takes the spike? More for us? Crap, I should know this. I've heard this a million times. I just don't know. God, I don't know what it says. Well, it's a cool unit though. Never understood why it has why it's green. Why is the head of the Saboteur green? If it's wearing a hermetically sealed suit, why is it green inside of the helmet? Is it Tiberium infusion? If it has Tiberium infusion, why does it take Tiberium damage on the tip field? Also, why is it taking tip damage if it has a suit on? What is the point of this suit? I don't understand it. And in the concept arts, it has a cloak as well. I don't know what they were going with, to be honest, but it looks cool. I think they just said it looks cool, so we're going with it. No lore reason, it just looks cool. We're going with it, guys. And I think that was what it was like for most things in this game. Oh yeah, that looks cool, we'll just go with that. They had so many concept arts, I enjoyed going through it all. Engineers are supposed to wear those. It's fascinating seeing bikes early on in a 2v2 because this map's terrible for aggression. Wow, BikeRush being burnt to a crisp by Space double flame reckoner with a full health deployment. A huge deal. EMP comes down, not going to do a whole lot, let's be real. Space having a field day right here, taking out all of Bike's base. Power plants going down. Another silo, which is just food for that reckoner. Look at that, some ranking up happening there. All the while, Space getting down some expansion. And this is just a pain in the ass to deal with. This game is actually pretty over. I wouldn't say that. This is BikeRush owns. This is BikeRush owns. You never say it's pretty much over if BikeRush is the player. I mean, again, if it was anyone else, you would say yes, the game is probably over. But it's BikeRush owns, so you can't say it's over. There's always a chance that he does something miraculous. He just has that sixth sense. He knows when the best time is to attack, when, for instance, to sell the MCV and go all in. To be fair, Rex should have been on top of this sooner. Why does he not have enough forces here to defend this off? There's two Scorpion tanks here, but they're from space. Harvester falls there. BikeRush, he's just all-inning. He's going to kill himself 2 Harvesters, but the cost may be too high. He does pay for it with a couple of bikes, but yeah, Rex is hurting. Losing 2-3 Harvesters, that's a big deal. Space, meanwhile, going to War Factory, but he's not making much of it. So despite that, I do feel like these guys are in a better situation. I think they must be on cons because they're doing a very coordinated strategy. BikeRush on that 1 War Factory, which, you know, you can power for days. 2 War Factory, 1 ref with 2 spikes. You can just endlessly spam Bike Buggy all day. So as long as BikeRush is being a nuisance up here, keeping what's his name distracted, then yeah, Bart can win. And I think it's going to be 2-0 here. I do think that the guys on the right hand side have won too much momentum. MCV gets solved. That's a disaster for Black Hand. Also, why is Space building Scorpion tanks as Black Hand? He's Black Hand, he can go infantry, he can spam infantry, get the Disciple upgrade. This is not what you build, mate, against tier 1 units. I can be half asleep, and if I see a ton of pit bulls come to me, my first instinct is not, I'm going to spam scorpion tanks. I'm just going to build a barracks, spam infantry, and get that upgrade. So that was a fatal mistake from space. But then again, what was Rex doing? Rex, is he Black Hand as well? No way, is he Black Hand? Yeah, he's not. He's just getting his harvesters revealed. That was a disaster. Yeah, what was that? Why is Rex attacking BikeRush owns when his ally is being destroyed down here? MCV for Bart down in the south, just destroying Rex and space. That was a hard throw indeed. But that's what I meant. I mean, you cannot say that it's pretty much over. It never was pretty much over. Yeah, the force multiplier is just too high for BartJones. He's got this game in the bag. Won't be long before these guys call the GG. Looks like space has already left. The tilt may have set in. We may be looking at a 6-0 scenario, guys. I'm gonna call it right now. If BartJones and BikeRush take the next game, they will. What's going on? Is my stream fine? Is my stream fine? My stream is fine, right? See, what I think happened was someone quit at the same time as another player, and as a result, this happens. Now, what you see in scrim mirrors is not a hexapod. You see like fucking 20 megapiece. 20 megapedes or more. That's more likely what you're going to see in a sprint mirror. And I think it's funner with dev tank spam as well. Hexa makes sense versus Traveler. Oh yes. Zad has a very good point. It's a great thing to do against Traveler because it's the one unit you can't mind control. Not because you can lame it, but because it doesn't get captured by enemy cultists, which makes it one of the best units to build against Traveler. And you basically have to use all the advantages you can get against Traveler and Scrin. Not because of hex laming, but because of these early game units called Disintegrators. These infantry units like cultists and shock troopers, which are more devastating than an epic unit are. Or is. Shock troopers in mass are more frightening to me. See, whenever someone says lag, I am not remotely worried about my con. I don't even have to glance over at my connection because I have insane internet now. Practically the best you can get. I'm not even using VPNs either. In some countries, you have to use a VPN to connect to Kane's Wrath because they don't give IP addresses, public IP addresses, or they're not proper addresses for reasons. But I have one and I can connect to Kane's Wrath. It's not a problem for me. I don't know much about networking, but I'm pretty sure that's the reason. It is a problem though. There's a lot of players who can't connect. They have to use VPNs to get on here. Three harvesters for Bart. Wait a second. BartJones. This is Rex. Yeah, Rex over here. And his ally Space. Going for a very... looks to be a tilting strategy. Strategy that you do only when tilted. And I think Bart is going to win the all-in battle. Was it really necessary to go all-in? Yeah, Bart just wins this game for Bike. Bike doesn't even have to win this for his ally. Because BartJones just kill the harvesters. Yeah, space is tilted. I didn't have to even commentate much. Because I knew after that forest game that space should be tilted. And I just knew the result. I knew what would happen. I'm psychic, guys. But that means that we can expect to see the series over in 3 games. That's right. I do think that BartJones and BikeRush may be a little bit stacked versus their opposition. Unless, what's his name's on point. Hammerhead's got a whopping 5% range nerf. Crazy. That makes them a garbage unit now. Yeah, that 5% is win or lose for GDI. If you're green 0, of course. Because how else would you explain your loss as green 0? Well, you have to look at the grand scheme of things. All the changes had sensible rationale behind them. And was a result of years of games, and the sample size of games has been huge. Throughout the years, this patch has been around for a decade, so we've learnt much from this. It's not arbitrary decisions that were made. And of course, how else would you know what to change unless you spam games and have tournaments at the highest level of competition, or at least do your best for the situation that the game's in. We do have players like BikeRush still around who I'd consider to be the best players that ever touched this. BikeRush probably is the best player who ever played Kane's Wrath. Even though the player base might not be substantial, he is, I think it's safe to say, the best player that ever played. I mean, Technique was great as well, but he mained one faction. But BikeRush just dominant with all of them. I feel like his mistake back in the day was not picking Scrin or GDI. In fact, Technique would tell me the same. He's like, yeah, I'm so glad that BikeRush didn't pick GDI versus me, because he's so much better with that. He used to tell me that via BM as well. They removed the burn marks. No, those are still there. The damage texture still appears on units. Yeah. Surprised this game is continuing. Is it really a comeback for space? What am I witnessing? What is this? What the hell? Oh my god. Is this really happening? I am at a loss here. How is this game turning around? How is this? What? Oh dear. Oh god, this lag is infuriating. It's probably causing these guys to all in. This infantry back here causing so much problems. The Scorpion tanks, yeah, sure, but the infantry, man, those are doing the damage. Oh god, who is lagging? It's probably Rex on his crappy internet connection. Using some Wi-Fi. Well, It'll soon be over. Maybe. Yeah, BikeRush can't hold this. Just as he does, because all of those bikes decide to shoot a harvester instead of the unit he should have been focusing on. But it doesn't matter because space will win. Bart quits. BikeRush just Q moves across the map, but it's not going to matter because there's triple war factory here for space. Yeah, Bart threw that game pretty hard. He was in a commanding position after destroying those harvesters of space. But yeah, he somehow lost. I wasn't paying attention to the reason why he lost, but that puts a point on the board for Team Space and Rex, which was much needed, because being behind 3-0 in a best of 11 is too much. It's going to do too much for them psychologically. They probably won't have the motivation to bring it back. Of all players, of all stats, Green Zero's stats are the failure, the default of every player. Green Zero. He will never be unbanned. He's permanently banned in the truest sense of the word. And he said he's busy, which I believe. He may come back though for a couple games, hopefully against me, so I can record some of those games. Always fun playing Green Zero. He's good as GDI. He seems to play less though when Steel Talons gets better. So the better that Steel Talons gets, the less Green Zero we see. You know, the one time Steel Talons is actually good, he just doesn't play the game. Which is very interesting. Up here though, we'll be playing as the red Black Hand. It's going to be BikeRush. He is Black Hand, right? Gabba's Tiberium. No, Leaf, that's not how you tell. You go, you press this, and then you see the factions. Black Hand GDI versus Zocom Mock. Okay, Zocom is an interesting choice. Maybe he's going to load his hammerheads up with flame squads with Purifying Flame. Reverse Steel Talon's Harvester Speed buff. Yeah, that's probably it, right? That's what made Steel Talon so attractive for him to play. Being at a huge disadvantage. Also, are these fields even balanced? There's so much empty space here. Oh, I guess it's the same on both fields. An interesting design, though. Don't know why they do that. Oh, by the way, fun fact. Fun fact, guys. Did you know in the middle of this map there's an obelisk of light from Command & Conquer Tiberian Dawn? There it is right there in the center. That is in fact an obelisk of light from the first game, I think. A little bit of an Easter egg, but I don't think many people knew that on this map. Thought I'd point that out. Anyways, Mark of Kane for Rex. Playing as the orange this time. These guys, they don't want to stick to the same colors, which is odd. Zocom making a lot of appearances lately. I think they've got a really good win rate in this patch. I prefer Zocom over Steel Talons. I know a lot of people like playing Steel Talons, but Zocom is a more complete faction. They don't have artillery, but they just have better everything else. You don't need railguns. Zone Raiders, that's all you need. Zone Raiders, crazy good unit. I didn't even buff them. I did not even buff Zone Raiders. Sure, they're a little bit better versus aircraft, but Zone Raiders are really nice. BikeRush with a couple bikes. Not going to kill a harvester, but he will force this off the line. That's EA pointing to it being an unsound investment. Hidden meaning. Predictions, Mr. Streamer? I was predicting 6-0, but then BartJones threw that game in hysterical fashion, so I am unsure now. This game will decide who wins, who loses the series, if you ask me. That series I watched with Doom Tiger was incredible. I know the player caliber wasn't the best, but to come back from 0-4 to winning 5-4 is simply astonishing, if you ask me. A little bit of a death trap here. BikeRush and BartJones going to completely destroy Space's army. These guys are obviously on comms because they're coordinating really well. 6-1. I mean, that's a fair prediction to make. Rex is not dead yet, which is good. Usually he is. Some double team action happening. BikeRush owns. He's going to kill Rex. Got a big double team happening here. And yeah, this is looking like a quick game number 4 of this series. Though I may not speak too soon. Does BikeRush have eco established? Yes, he does. He only has 1 harvester on his expansion, but he's been long leeching blue tip. Ooh. Oh, hoo, hoo. That's some nice counter attack happening here from space, but the problem is Rex is out of action. He lost all of his harvesters. There's so many bikes and pitbulls, and Space just has no way of dealing with this. He's going for the harvesters. I wouldn't destroy the tech. I would go for harvesters for sure. Yeah, that's not going to go anywhere. And Space will unfortunately not have enough to deal crippling damage to Bart. I expect the GG to be called any time. 3 refs on first field is a bit silly. Who did that? Who did that? You have a keen eye, Phoenix. Where is that? Space put 3 refineries on 1 tip field. That's a bit wasteful, is not? That's probably why he lost. Also, Rex. Mark to Kane. Should have played Blackhand. Blackhand's probably a safer bet in 2v2s. If you're versus high tempo players like BikeRush, I think Blackhand's a better faction. Because you can defend the waves of units he throws at you with cabals and rocket squads upgraded with disciples. I just think it's the way to go. I would personally at this point go for a Blackhand. Blackhand on 1 player. And you gotta make use of the disciples, man. I've not once seen disciple infantry. Where are they? If you're playing Blackhand, come on, make at least upgrade black disciples. It holds this stuff so easily. Well, that was interesting. Wasted half an hour for no reason. And in the end, it was the same matchup as 20 minutes ago. Could have just X'd up then, right? There was no change. It's literally the same matchup that was there for 20 minutes. So, yeah. I'm expecting this series to be 6-1. I'm hoping that it is, because I don't want to be casting until 2 o'clock in the morning. But I'll try and give you some coverage of this series while I can. What did I miss? You missed nothing. You missed half an hour of Half an hour of nothing. That's what you missed. BartJones and BikeRush will be in the south, and in the top will be Rex and Space playing as Nod and GDI respectively. No fancy scrolling like Cyber does. No, I'm lazy. I'm too lazy for that. Here's me just opening player status. You see the factions, you see the colors. That's all you gotta know. This is Ice Arena, Pandas map. He's had some good success when it came to 2v2 maps, must be said. A frozen battleship in the center of this map. Very creative. Wait, did those just make a movement sound? He's not moving it. Why the Zircon one's not making a sound? Okay, I swore I couldn't hear the sound before, but did they hear the sound now? Okay, alright. I guess I'm just imagining things then. Could have been a well-paying ad break. Yeah, I haven't set up ads. Sound is low as always. It should be pretty reasonably loud. Thing is though, I wear headphones. I know it may be slightly too quiet for speaker users, but I haven't been talking very loud. Stream AFK sound. Yeah, looking at my volume levels, you guys should definitely hear the game. Not very much happens in the early game. I'm hoping that one side takes this game quickly, because I'm not particularly in the mood to cast very much more, if I'm honest, after that fiasco. It's a very stealthy bunker though, isn't it? With 2 rocket squads in amongst those trees there. You may not even suspect it. Looks like there's like several bikes down there, but it's just trees. That's a nice split on those refineries. Not sure if it's a good idea putting 1 on each field. Is that how you're supposed to play this? I'm not an expert on this particular map, but is it not best to put 1 in each? By the way, wouldn't it be great to go Reaper on this map? Because you can put 4 growth stimulators on your tip fields, which will give you a total of $60 every 5 seconds. It's a 3 ref. Then he made a mistake then, didn't he? Because he's now not going to have the ability to spread his refs. So that's a big mistake, right, from BartJones. He's only got 2 refs on this field. Yeah, Reaper 17, this looks like a natural map for Reaper, because you can put 5 growth accelerators. 4 which are in pretty safe locations. And if you really want to be a baller, you put 1 on this Tiberium field as well. They got good health in this patch. Harvester claims himself a harvester. Don't just say Harvester claims himself a harvester. That's the level at which this commentary has descended to on this day. 10 out of 10 commentary. Did I really just say that? Hammerhead though. Bike's just going to move. You know what would be good? A couple shadow attacks. I keep saying it. Shadow attack's my favorite unit lately. Shadows are amazing. People need to build them more often. They definitely make a huge impact, like 1 or 2 mixed in with this force of units here would cause significant problems for this bike army. Four Orcas, 4 BartJones. There is some defense though. Oh man, that was a disaster. No harvesters went down, and they may even get sniped by those Firehawks. Space staying on top of those Orcas, and the good thing is BikeRush has not claimed a significant victory. Rex establishing his income. He's not going for Scorpion spam. Rex not going Scorps is an interesting move. Usually he's the one to spam Scorpions. I think it's the way to go. Against, well, maybe not against 2 GI factions, but I think it's still better to go for some mobile fast unit spam than it is just camping up. Oh, that's a significant win if this falls. It's a nice pick up there from Rex. A great victory. 4 Firehawks out on the map. 1 for BartJones, I can presume, unless it's the Orca which did not die. Mammoth tanks out for space. That is nice to see. Of course, we can witness them in their glory with that fast turret rotation, just as they were always meant to be. Indeed, they were like this in the game for 8 Tiberian Wars patches, including the demo of Tiberian Wars. Only in Kane's Wrath and late Tiberian Wars did they decide they wanted Mammoth tanks gone for good. But yeah, Mammoth tanks moving in. And despite their changes, they are still Mammoth tanks. They don't really do much in most situations. They did kill a couple APCs, but Juggernauts can still hard counter them quite nicely. 2 Mammoth tanks getting thrown away there for not much. That's a big loss. You see those 2 there falling. Firehawk straddling in. Marv out here with that alt paint job on it. Do love it personally. It's one of the alternate versions of the Marvs that EA had. Was fun to assemble that with the assets that I had available. For instance, the logo on top is exactly the location that it was in EA's headquarters at the time. They didn't opt for this version, but it was one of the versions of the Marvs. It's actually more akin to the concept art, but they didn't go with it. It's got a logo on the top of the turret and one here. Much more house color. A lot of self-illumination as well. So there are multiple Marvs out on this map, and I would like to see some decisive engagement happen soon. Aggressive Panda. Yeah, I've decided in mere hours it's definitely the way. But I don't want it to make it worldwide news. Jug spam and... well, that's a bit early, no? That shockwave artillery? Maybe it was in response to the Marv being impeded, but I don't know if it was worth it. Oh, actually maybe it was, because the Maoists are rolling in. All but one of the Juggernauts gets destroyed. Yeah, this is pretty much it. Though BikeRush is over here, conducting a huge offensive. He's probably going to win out this fight. But it may be too late, because Space... he has this army of mammoths which crushed the Jugs, which is great to see. Always Nice to see units that never saw play come through to win games. No anti-infantry though. There is one APC, but that's not really enough. Some troopers get crushed by a muff. Not the best way to go. This is just feeding XP at this point to the army of Space. Space is going to have to pull this one through. Bikesman will take some damage. Was that from the rage gen? I suppose it was. Where's the Redeemer? Oh, he's over here. Both guys surrender. And BikeRush to lose that match. It's just going to be 3-2. So, oh god, guys, this is taking way too long. I don't think I can cast a best of 11. A best of 11. Best of 11. What is with Mock, by the way? Every time Space picks Mock, he loses. Mock versus Blackhand. Who best? Good question. They have their strengths and weaknesses, and I think that's the right answer. There's no best faction when it comes to those two. It's one faction specializes in one particular playstyle, and the other faction specializes in another style of play. Are you an aggressive player? Well, if so, Blackhand's a better faction to pick. Are you a camper? Are you someone who likes a turtle? Well, you're probably going to get more wins going with Mark to Kane. It's more, that's the answer. There's just, you can't assess it like that. By the way, this is a map called Disdain. Have not casted it before, not have played it before. All I know was I was told to put it in the map pack, which I did do. And spawning in the bottom will be BikeRush Owns and BartJones, playing as Blackhand and Jedi respectively, versus Space as the Mark to Kane. I'm getting really mixed up now. Versus Rex as the Mark of Kane and Space as the GDI. Is this a second War Factory, or am I tripping? No, that's building too slowly. That's just a normal ref timing, I think. No? Is this 2 War Factory, or is Space just really behind? Yeah, why is Space so behind? He's like 5 seconds or so behind BikeRush or every other player. Yeah, for some reason the team in the off just didn't build quickly. Maybe they're not familiar with this map. Felt like as, but I might be biased having played all the amazing Panda maps. I think the lighting on this map is its major Achilles heel. I think the lighting could be better. I think the terrain's fine. Everything's fine, but the lighting, it could do with a lot of it could be improved. Let's be honest, the lighting on this map could be improved. Everything else is fine though. I think it's an interesting map. It does seem to encourage base pushes, perhaps. Interesting how the blue field is so small. Maybe if it had been regrowing slightly more faster, it would make engagements happen more frequently in the middle. Oh man, these 2 defensive towers are such amazing assets to grab. Curiously, they're not full health. Seems pretty arbitrary having a non-full health defensive tower, but it is what it is. I never understood why Rex keeps trying to multi-war factory BikeRush. It's never worked, and it's never working. He just, every time he attempts it, he falls behind, and it never works for him. Okay, yeah, this is gonna be disastrous. He may lose all of his units. Oh man, maybe not. Harvester falls. Oh my god, Rex. He's gone into gold mode. Rex, he's a legend. He just killed a harvester. He got himself a full load of blue Tiberium behind that push as well. Scorpion tanks to follow up would be a great thing for him. Now, having said that, Rex did sacrifice his third refinery for that push. So I don't know if he's in an advantageous position or not. It remains to be seen. However, that is a nice defensive tower capture for space. Very nice indeed. It's going to make it awkward for BartJones and Bike to navigate around here. This may be a little bit of a death trap though. But going to run into a defensive tower. Oh my god. If Space uses the force fire, which he just did do, look at that range buff. Range difference rather, with the force attack command. 4 or 5 pitbulls going down to that defensive tower. Some amazing snipes there. But is it going to be enough? BikeRush, a formidable force. He's actually all in. He is without a war factory. And Space, he's going to have to 2v1 this. But he's got income, but he's going Juggernauts. And this army... Oh, he's going for the MCV. I don't know if that's going to work out though, because a sonic emitter is just getting 3 shots off on this MCV, but the MCV will fall ultimately. Great work. BikeRush coming through there. I guess it didn't matter that this was captured because BikeRush will... Oh, never mind. There's a sonic emitter there. Maybe Rex can hold this off. It's not the end of the world just yet. If another sonic emitter gets dropped, then Rex can hold the line here. It's going to be tricky. Sonic emitter right here would be great. Would thin the line. I think that's what has to happen at this point. Another sonic emitter right there would be ideal. Yeah, why is Rex playing Nod? He needs to go for Skrin. No, is Skrin not his best faction? Why is he not picking it? Seems like he's kind of sabotaging himself a little bit. The Mock versus the GDI is a more compelling argument. But the problem with Mock against Nod or Black Hand is the Black Hand has infant... Wait, do they have anything really that's different? Yeah, they got veteran flame tanks. I guess there's not much of a difference. The thing is though, with Black Hand you have that peace of mind of selling some buildings off or defending against rushes. Whereas Matt to Kane, you got that 4-second EMP. You can't kill anything with the Awaken, but you can delay the death that you have. That's what Mock's all about. Just delaying the inevitable. Space playing really good. Yeah, Space has been on point. But I think the weak link has been Rex in this series, but in particular his faction choices. But yeah, BikeRush owns this game. We'll be playing as the red GDI, BartJones as the cyan GDI, their opposition, Space as the yellow GDI, and Rex as the orange marked of Kane. Now we are rooting for Team Rex, Team Space to come through in this series so we can avoid at all costs the match point scenario, because that's definitely not the situation you want to be in against BikeRush. But so far, so good. Nothing out of the ordinary just yet. There is a weather cycle on this map, and I believe the mothership, when it spawns in, is the beginning of the night cycle. it's kind of cool. It's very unique in that aspect. Pred was one of the few to make use of the day and night cycle of the world builder. You can actually change the lighting of maps during the match, which is kind of cool. Great to see over the years the creativity that has emerged from community-made maps. Some delaying there from Rex will temporarily halt BikeRush's expansion. He's going to see that nothing is really strange here. It's just an MCV moving across. Rex is going to be a little bit ahead on that expansion timing, or rather Space. Both Space and BikeRush are GDI. I think I like Space going against BikeRush more because he's just more on point. Rex probably is a better match against BartJones, isn't he, at this present time? Because Bike is just overwhelming Rex, whereas Space, he on a good day can at least put up a fight. I'm not saying Rex can't as well. I mean, Rex is exceptionally good, but some days he just doesn't perform. What was that harvester doing? It went off the line. I think Space misrallied it there accidentally. ABC Pit coming out. Though BikeRushers are garrisoned up with rockets. No rig action, just a couple of APCs and pitbulls, but yeah, I feel like he can get in there and do some damage. There's no watchtowers or anything. This harvester may be in jeopardy. BikeRush is just harvesting away here. He's going for an airfield, which is a curious transition. Orcas? Really? Through Ref Orchid, that's not what I would have done personally. I think infantry is better than air. I mean, I'd go infantry before. BartJones failing maybe with that push. I think he tried to kill a harvester but was unable to secure any victories. Rex will come out ahead there. So Rex, see, he's going to probably win versus BartJones, and this is maybe what these guys have to do. I think Space is better able to handle BikeRush. So maybe Space going against BikeRush is the way to go moving forward. We've got to see how the rest of this game pans out, but so far it's looking like Space is a better candidate for facing BikeRush. Oh yeah, and we see here that it's just way more. Space is on point. He's gonna kill all of Bike's orcas, and yeah, Bike's just dead here. Space kills him. So, yeah, this is what should have happened from the start. Space is just playing better than Rex. I mean, a harvester for 4 orcas is not very ideal. BikeRush will hold, but he's going to get his harvesters crushed. There's just nothing left there. Second MCV for Bike. And this double team is happening. BikeRush owns will blame the double team, but I think he just was unable to answer those Pred tanks anyways. This has given Space time to establish an expansion. Mortars on the way. I like that choice. Going to allow him to quickly take out this base, and Space should know what's coming. Juggernauts on their way. Great option for him. So Space is well aware of what's happening, and the remainder of BikeRush's harvesters will be going down. Yeah, look at that. All of BikeRush's income being destroyed. This push is going to fall. And that is going to be game unless Bart has anything to say about it. We have ourselves a 4-3 situation. I'm not going to talk too soon, but think it's safe to say that BikeRush won't be won't be doing anything. Yeah. The attack was halted. More harvest is going down. That's GG. Yeah, that was much better showing from Space and Rex there. I would like to see Rex go against BartJones in the next game. Space continuing to play against BikeRush. That's the way it should be now. If I'm a betting man, I would say that BikeRush wins this game with his ally, just because of the faction composition. It's better having Black Hand and GDI than two Black Hands, unless there's some rushing involved. But yeah, it's going to significantly compromise the late game, just picking two Black Hands. Anyways, in the top, we'll be seeing playing as the Black Hands. BikeRush owns his ally, Space. No Leaf. No. Reverse. BikeRush owns playing as the Black Hand, and his ally, BartJones, playing as the yellow Black Hand. Their adversaries, their opponents. Bring this series back. It's going to be playing as the Cyan. It's going to be, I don't know, because they keep changing their colors for some reason. BartJones playing as the... What am I doing right now? What am I doing right now? I just announced the players wrong. Bart's down here as the Cyan GDI. I mean, the way that this stream started is understandable. The way that it is now. Oh, okay, so the right side is GDI and Black Hand. Of course, Bart did pick the GDI, so that explains everything. I never paid attention to colors, but I will take Zad's for his word. Another fantastic map for Reaper 17. 4 growth accelerators on these maps. Isn't this the ideal map to play Reaper on? 4 growth stimulators. Just crazy good, right? Having 2 growth stimulators is insane, I think. Not supposed to be how a map is, but it's going to give Reaper 17 an advantage if they are played on this map. Oh my god, there's an undefended, unscouted flame tank. Oh my god. Wow, what is he doing though? Oh my god, man. That is insane. This one flame tank just walked in. It just walked right in, kills itself. Another fight. What was that? That's flame tank just walked right into that base. Is it going to be enough though? Bart still has a ref. He's going to drop a second refinery. So it's almost like he did nothing. I mean, you'd imagine that Rex would have a pretty big advantage due to BikeRush's... BikeRush had to help his ally, right? Right. What is Space doing? He's doing infantry. He's really behind. He is really behind. It's going to be a carry from Rex over here, I think. Dozer Blades on their way. I have to say it's going to be pretty juicy seeing the post-commentary, post-comment section of this game if Rex wins. Pull back, build flame tanks, and go Scorps. You win. BartJones is going to just eco up meanwhile. He's going APCs with no AP ammo. Kind of useless, really. He's going... Why is he building APCs? Like, come on, man. APCs without AP ammo. Against Black Hand of all factions? Why would you do that? Oh, quad turrets, maybe? deploy the aim suit, man. You don't want to get too far forward. He's going in for the crush. I don't blame him. It's a good idea. Oh my god. BikeRush not even using the... What is he doing? Rex, you don't have much to look at. You don't have much to look at, man. Just kill him. What is he... What is he... Can someone explain to me what is he doing? Okay, Bike's dead. Yeah, that's it. It's now 4-4. Dozer Blade Scorpion tanks versus Bikes. Yeah, good luck with that. Bike has a ref down, but against Dozer Blade Scorpion tanks, which in this patch gives you significant increase to armor. Dozer Blades is a big deal in this patch. It's not a minor increase to your armor. Oh my god, the barracks going down is a huge deal. That's going to limit the infantry production. Now these tanks can just walk in and crush all this infantry. Look at this, hitting 2 birds with 1 stone, crushing the infantry, killing the bikes. And it's good to see those tanks. I mean, without Dozer Blades, it's pretty much over. Rex completely dominating over here. Rex looking good. BikeRush over here, unable to face the might of Rex here. Rex completely destroying BikeRush. In this match, look at this, Rex all over him. Look, he's even taking the piss now, going for the blue flame. It's game over. I think. Maybe not. What is Space doing? Oh, it's over anyways. Okay. Well, this is interesting. It's 4-4. Yeah, finally we're going to see some scrin from Rex. Rex pulling out his best faction. He's now playing his best faction now. So he's been saving the best till now. He's been playing as the Scrin. So we've got our first Scrin appearance in this drama-filled and I must say entertaining series. Rex will be playing as the Scrin. His ally will be maintaining the GDI faction, which is Space down here. BikeRush going with Nod Vanilla and his ally BartJones as the GDI. I think the GDI Space is to counter BartJones' Firehawks from killing Rex. BikeRush isn't a Scorp spammer, so it's interesting how he wants to play Nod. We'll see how that goes. I think Rex has a good shot. How am I supposed to go to sleep when this is on? Yeah, I imagine a lot of you guys will be very curious to see the result of this very tense best of 11 series. I have no clue who will win. It's... I predicted that BikeRush would win 6-0, and now mysteriously... Or should I say, not so mysteriously, it's now 4-4. Space has been playing excellent in this series. He's been on the top of his game. Best I've seen him play in a long time. Now I imagine these guys will be a little bit tilted. BikeRush not excluded from that. He's probably just going to play it standard this time. If they're on comms, they'll be saying, yeah, let's just play it standard and don't get too cocky, etc. I imagine that's what would be their thought process, because it's easy to throw series. I mean, look what Waspari did with BartJones, which coincidentally is BikeRush's ally. But yeah. Space. A strong player. 5 and 2. Rex also potent. Going for Secrets though. Space. Rex. Taking the blue Tiberium as well. BikeRush just letting that happen. BikeRush going for the expansion. Likewise for Rex as well. He is full power now. But we should put a growth accelerator on this field as soon as possible. Something happening over there. Harvest is still docking in that ref, even though it's looking like it's not. It is. Doesn't matter how it looks as long as it's docking in there and not bugging out. Although, having said that, there is some harvester bugging happening here. So this may be a result of the change that was done. Yeah, look at that. This is a little bit of a bug. Have not seen that before. So that's probably going to cost them big time. The harvested. I mean, that honestly would have probably bugged before, but it was slowly resolving the bug. Yeah, it's still happening. I mean, you can see that Space's refineries are not doing the same thing. See? And that's probably going to be huge. Not noticed. But if it is a problem with R20, then may have to patch that out. It's the first such instance I've seen, though, of that. I haven't seen it elsewhere. I mean, to be honest, I haven't seen any halve getting stuck at all. I mean, to be honest, that did eventually fix itself. Yes, it did delay the harvesting, but it wasn't fatal, because it did eventually, without intervention, fix itself. So it's hard to say if it's better or not, because that could have been the case where it just bugged before. I mean, it could have been like a normal bug that you saw where it just dances around. So you can't say it's better or worse. It could have been that the halve would have just danced and never docked in the ref, which is what we're used to seeing since 15 years. But the fact that that didn't happen was, it looks like the halve position before docking bug caused it to bug there. That's always been the case though, man. It does happen sometimes. GDI halves are a little bit more prone to it for some reason. I mean, it's always been that way. I mean, you could look at every game since the inception of Tiberium Wars. There's always been some form, at least in one match, of a hard bug. But I mean, it's just karma, I guess. That this series is probably going to go to the team in the south. Venom's coming in. The Venoms, yeah, they have supercharged. No supercharged. But yeah, BikeRush will be not expending those Venoms for no reason. Tripod's out though for Rex. He's got several of them out. A Marv on its way. That's really hurt Rex, as you can see. What's his name? Yeah, it's not going to happen here, see? So it's very much a glitch, because if it was a bug, it would be recurring. It would reoccur all the time. But the fact that it happened just once just shows that it's like a regular hard bug, but it behaves differently. Flame tanks will be dispatched. Yeah, this scorp spam's an issue. Where are the units to hold this off? Where are the units? What is Space doing? Yeah, what is Space doing? He's completely out of position. He needs to get off this tip field too, because you get one clicked. No one click though. 4 Hawks. What can he bomb though? He's Bikers fence most buildings off. Do all the Scorps get destroyed? Oh my god, this is not worth it. All of those tanks for a tech center? There's no world where that is worth it. Look at this momentum now that these guys have because of that. Yeah, I mean, you can't say that hard bugs are like gone. They can't be. This game has them hard coded in. Like you can only try and see if you can make it better, and that looked like an improvement to me. Because what would have happened there was the harvester would just dance around and never dock, but it did dock like 10 seconds later. So it's still an improvement. In the rare case that did happen, could be a circumstance where a tip crystal is like next to the harvester. So it's like if there's like an odd crystal, which by the way, look, harvesters are ignoring this one, which means this was from a dead harvester, and that is probably what caused it. There was a dead crystal there, and I think that maybe has to do with the half bug that we saw. Yeah, that MCV death was a big deal, but the Pret APC will not die because Space anticipated it. Some fully upgraded EMP squads here. No Eradicator Hexapod. This Redeemer is almost certainly going to be destroyed. Yeah, I was just going for the crush there, to be honest with you. Rex is just going to pull back. Does he have a commando? I don't think he does, no. Bike will hold the line for now. Rick. Space doing the smart. I think we should just going to the undefended base. Distracting his opponent. The tripod army's going to go the other direction. Does Rex still have his Konya? Yes, he do. As well as this Mastine, which can make its way to this MCV and capture it. There's some riflemen there as well. Where's the Redeemer? Where's the rest of those forces? Did the Pred APC all get cleaned up? I'm not entirely certain. But the Marv is so far away. The Redeemer, did it go down? No, it's over here. It's well away from action. It looks like Space has not much left. It's all Rex currently. A handful of gunwalkers left, but not nearly enough. BikeRush has saw this weakness. He's going to try and exploit it. I would move into this army with the tripods and hope for the best. Is the Mastermind still there? Yes, it is. Bring that Mastermind over here. Try and kill this force. Zone Trooper there being an issue. What is Rex doing? He's not moving his army. Blaster Storm coming in, units being destroyed. These phase gunwalkers could be crushing this man spam as well. Yeah, keep moving in. Where's the Mastermind? Mastermind's over here. Take that MCV over. Grabs the MCV. Move the Mastermind out of the way. Okay, good. This is a really messy game. What is happening over here? MCV going to get destroyed by some hammerheads. Bike is in trouble. Oh my god. Oh my. Oh my god. Oh my god. That was too close for. Wait. This here. You need to get this near this Marv. Oh, God. Don't move it in. Don't move that into the frickin' infantry. They have confessors, man. They have confessors. Oh, my God. Move the tripods in so you can crush the infantry and kill them off at the same time. You have to make these plays, man, in this spot that you're in. You can't afford to be making any mistakes. The Redeemer's moving forward. Marv is right here, but he uses the rage generator just as those tripods were killing the Marv. And is the commander still alive? I don't think it is, no. Oh my God, is this really a win? I can't believe what I'm seeing. Rex. Is Rex going to 2v1? This is insane. Rex is going to he's going to kill both Bart and Bike at the same time. That was crazy. That's insane. I'm speechless, guys. Crazy plays. No Eradicator Hexapod and great game. Anyway, there is an issue on this map with the fix I did. Where I removed all the health bars for all this stuff here that you see. But the fix is not perfect because units can clip through these structures now. That's the problem. So I may have to patch that. It was an unforeseen side effect. But I've discovered why, and I can probably fix that. I'm not sure if it's really like a priority, but at least I attempted to remove the health bars, which I did. I mean, you can see health bars are on here, and you can't see anything that was there before. But I didn't test what I did correctly. There was like 20 objects that you had to override to remove those health bars. There's like 1 or 2 down here still that I didn't remove, but I consider that to be sufficient. I removed the purifiers that were in here as well, because those I couldn't remove the health bars from. So this is Tiberium Pantanais. The 1v1 map is Pantanal. And the 2v2 is a Pantanais, which means river in some country. That, as I was mentioning, that's the issue with those props here, which I made a mistake with when overriding them. Not really a big deal, but units can hide in them, which is funny. You could just enter a building, just hide there. Only infantry though, you're not going to get something bigger than that into it. Five and two. Nothing out of the ordinary, just ecoing up. Same for Rex. He's a little bit behind though. Where's his 5th harvester? Oh, he's taking blue tib. No one's taking it over here. Space getting down a refinery. These guys will be looking to close this series out on this match. Rex going to grab himself a full load of blue Tiberium. That is a nice pickup indeed for him. BikeRush also going to send a harvester there. He'll get himself the exact same. There's an APC out with 1 rocket in there, probably to make his opponent overspend. A leaf ref. Oh, that's unfortunate for Rex. Not a big deal though. A lot of harvester stacking there for space. I mean, curious to see if we'll have the same bug happen. Oh no, that actually was a different behavior, wasn't it? The harvester moved out of the way for the other one. That's interesting. That harvester actually exhibited some quite intelligent behavior. Just it moved itself out of the way of the other one so it could dock. Pretty desired effect, if I'm honest with you. And indeed, that was the change in R20B. Harvesters now will move out of the way for other units if they're idle, and it may also affect their docking. So if another harvester approaches the ref and this one's in the way, it will tell that harvester to get out of the way so it can dock in there. That's probably why we don't see many harvester bugs now. I mean, I've yet to see single one where harvester's not docking in the ref. And he's just dancing outside and it never docks. I mean, I think the last game was attributed to that tip crystal from the dead tip of the harvester that got destroyed. I believe that was the cause. I've seen interactions with that, with Overload's Wrath as well. So that has Tiberium that never gets harvested, unless you manually tell your harvesters to get it. Rex trying to kill off BartJones. Oh my god, is that an outpost? Yeah, that's buffed in R19 though. These are no joke. It's still gonna die to an Orca Strike because they're not OP. They're still outposts. They're not crazy good. Still, they're viable, but not against Tonnit forces like that. BikeRush unsuccessfully going for that outpost. Interesting play though, I have to say. There's a tripod here, just one. Maybe there's a mastermind. Teleport this back. BikeRush pulling back. Reclamate the hub for space. Reclamate the hub for BikeRush. So both sides doing the same or similar strategy. It's all going to come down to whether Rex can outmaneuver, outplay BartJones in this game. There is a tripod here for Rex, but he's not paying attention. He needs to move this in. He needs to move this in. Okay, he's not doing that. He had the opportunity there to inflict damage. Maybe he's gonna face this, right? Oh god, this is kind of awkward. Wait, there's 3 tripods right there. He's gonna phase these, right? You're gonna phase them. Oh wow, that's pretty good play as well. Phase that tripod and try and crush this. Oh god, this play is beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. However, there's zone heads for BartJones. BartJones losing all of his income, but Firehawks respond. Though the evac does happen, still some great plays happening there. Neither side getting down, expansion down south though. It looks like Rex will establish himself down there. No Eradicator Hexpod just yet. BikeRush has a shockwave artillery. Space does not. There's 2 flanking mammoth tanks. And you know what? These are going to be quite a problem. Yeah, mammoths really do deal with those quite nicely. Oh, you know what? I think this can maybe win if the Juggernauts focus fire. The ground. The mammoth tank's still alive for space. This is excellent team play, like Onch said. I'm really amazed at this. There's a beacon there. double engineering that mark, which is excellent. Attack coming in the south for Bart. Bart probably was told by Bike to go down there and try and kill him off. BartJones going for that MCV, going to try and take out this MCV as quick as possible. I don't think BikeRush got the final shot off on that. Oh. Mastermind almost going down, but yeah, these AA turrets with the shard launchers are just going to make that very hard to contend with. MCV packed up, ready to go down there. APCs. Oh, that Marv's screwed. If the bike loses that Marv, oh, holy crap! BikeRush loses his Marv. Space. He knows he's got this field. He just puts a refinery down anyways. Space, man. The mammoth tank flank from him. That was insane. Though Rex will lose his drone ship, so all hope is not lost yet. Does Rex have a build? Yeah, he does have double gravity stabilizer Storm Rider. This Marv has recovered a portion of its health. And BikeRush, all he can do now is just support. Oh man. That was too close. Where's the Orca Strike spawning from? Is that War Factory going to fall? That's Bike's one and only War Factory, so if that dies, BikeRush will not have a means of getting his AMC back out. He's essentially going to be just down to aircraft. Oh my god. This is so tense, this game, and Bart has established himself down in the south. This tripod army though is unmatched. It's just going to crush this base. There's so many juggernauts out as well. BikeRush can't do anything against this. These guys have woken up. These guys have this game sealed. It's in the bag. That Marv not going down was critical too. And there's a DC here. Why did he leave? What? Oh, I guess these guys just quit. Okay, well that's fine. GG's. Well, I guess those guys quit the game at the same time. Well played to Space and Rex. A phenomenal show from those guys. A congrats to them. I had a blast watching that. It was very entertaining. I have to say, I was not expecting that result. That was definitely one of the best 2v2 series I've seen in a long time. So, yeah. Well done to Space and Rex, and also congrats to BikeRush and Bart for putting up a huge fight. Unfortunately, in the end, they got a little bit done over by Space and Rex. Those guys got brutal, they got savage, and they just showed their dominance that game and the previous games.